And now, the story of Joseph and his brothers. Joseph was the son of a very good man, and he had 11 brothers. The youngest of Joseph's brothers was named Benjamin, and Joseph loved him very much. But the other brothers were jealous of Joseph. One day their father gave Joseph a coat of many colors, a bright, bright coat that everyone admired very much. This made the brothers angry, and when Joseph and all his brothers except Benjamin were out in the fields, they did a terrible thing. They jumped on Joseph, and they tore his coat from him, and they pushed him into an open pit in the ground. And that's where our story begins. Now, here's Joseph to tell you the rest of the story.
When my brothers threw me into that hole in the earth, I found there was no way that I could get out. I hurt all over, and I cried because my brothers had done this terrible thing to me.
What are we going to do?
And then way up above me, I could hear two of my brothers, Judah and Reuben, talking about what they were going to do to me.
We must leave him here to die.
Yes, I suppose so.
We can kill a goat and put the blood of the goat all over Joseph's cloak, and then we'll bring that home to our father and tell him that Joseph was killed by wild beasts.
Reuben, that's a lie.
I know, but our father has to believe us when he sees the blood on Joseph's cloak.
Well... Reuben, wait. Listen. You hear that sound?
Horses.
Yes. It must be a caravan. Yes, there they are. Look.
That's an Egyptian caravan.
Reuben, listen to me. We don't have to leave Joseph here to die. We can sell him to these Egyptians.
Sell him?
Well, Egyptians are always looking for slaves. What do you say?
Yes, that's fine. We'll sell him.
Here they come.
Ho, Egyptians! Just a moment.
Wait a moment, Egyptians. We have something to sell to you.
So they pulled me from the hole and tied me on a horse and galloped off with me. After we reached Egypt, they sold me as a slave to an officer of the Pharaoh, the leader of all Egypt. The officer's wife became very fond of me, but I had no feeling for her, and so she had me thrown in prison. In that prison was another prisoner, a man who made friends with me.
I am the chief butler for the Pharaoh.
If you are his chief butler, why are you in prison?
He was angry with me. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm sorry. No wonder you look so troubled.
I am troubled. It's not just being in prison. I had a dream last night. I don't know what it means.
Whenever my father or any of my brothers had a dream, I was always able to tell them what it meant. Tell me your dream.
Well, in the dream, a vine was before me. On the vine were 3 branches. Blossoms came up from these branches, and the blossoms turned into ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand. I took the grapes, and I pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. That was my dream. Now, what could that mean?
The 3 branches are 3 days. How long have you been in this prison?
3 days.
Then today the Pharaoh will send for you and will make you his chief butler again. And you will hand him his cup the way you did when you were his butler before.
That is very hard to believe.
You will see.
Oh, there! Butler!
The jailer is calling you.
Butler! Oh, there you are. Come with me.
Where?
Outside. The mighty Pharaoh has sent for you.
It was just as I had said. The Pharaoh wanted him back, wanted him to be his butler again. I was glad for him, but I soon found out that I myself had troubles. The jailer spoke to me.
Joseph, you've been here for several months now.
I know.
It costs us too much to feed you. The Pharaoh wants to see you today. He sent word.
What will he do to me?
Usually, when the Pharaoh calls for a prisoner like you, it means death.
I had escaped death once when my brothers sold me to the Egyptians, but now I could see no way of escaping. When I was led before the Pharaoh, I was trembling with fear.
A Hebrew called Joseph. Do you know why I have sent for you?
I think so, sir.
My butler has told me that you can interpret dreams.
Your butler? Oh, yes, sir. I have always been able to.
I had a dream. I stood by a river, and out of the river came 7 fat and healthy cows. And they were feeding in the fields when 7 other cows came up after them out of the river. These were unhealthy, thin cows. And they went up to the 7 healthy ones and ate them. Now tell me, Joseph, what does that mean?
The 7 healthy cows are 7 years of plenty, 7 years of good crops. But the other 7 cows are 7 bad years, 7 years when famine will come and people will starve.
If this is true, what can be done about it?
Build storehouses and save 1/2 the food that is grown during the 7 good years.
I see. Then when the 7 bad years come, my people can eat the food we've saved. You're a very wise man, Joseph. Very wise for one so young.
My father used to say, God was with me.
Joseph, there is no one in all of Egypt as wise as you are. You will rule over my house. Here, put my gold ring on your finger. My people shall be guided by your word. You will ride in the 2nd royal chariot, and all Egyptians will bow to you. Next to me, Joseph, you will be the most powerful man in Egypt, and you will live by my side here in the palace as long as I live.
The 7 years flew by quickly. 7 good years, 7 happy years. And then the famine came. Try as they might, the Egyptians could not raise corn and wheat. No food grew in all of Egypt. And then one night, the Pharaoh and I heard strange sounds outside the palace.
Joseph, what is that? It sounds like an angry mob.
It is the people, Pharaoh. They are hungry. We must open the storehouses and give them food.
By all means. They saved the food. It is rightfully theirs. Tell them this, Joseph. Go out on the balcony and tell my people they shall not starve.
People of Egypt! People of Egypt, listen to me. There is enough to feed every man, woman, and child for the next 7 years. Now we will open the storehouses. They will be open until the earth is rich and good and the crops grow high again. Come, everyone to the storehouses.
But while the people of Egypt had food, the Hebrews did not. Things were not going well in the household of my father and my 11 brothers.
My sons, the famine is all over the face of the earth.
Fear not, Father. We will manage somehow.
Father Benjamin speaks nonsense when he says that we will manage. Have you seen the fields? Nothing grows, not even grass. We will starve.
I don't think so. A traveler stopped by our house this morning. His donkey was loaded with sacks of wheat and corn.
Did you offer to buy some grain?
He said anyone can buy grain in Egypt. I think we should go there. May we, Father?
Yes. All my sons may go to Egypt. All except you, Benjamin. I'm old. I'm tired. I need you at my side. I'm lonely.
I'll stay with you, Father.
The rest of you are free to go. Take money, take horses, and God be with you.
wish to see the wise man of Pharaoh.
What is it? What is that commotion out there? Chief Butler, what is it?
Your Excellency, 10 Hebrews are outside the palace. They want to buy food.
Who are these people?
I know not, although I heard one called Judah and another Reuben. Shall I send them away?
No. Send in those two who are called Judah and Reuben. I will speak with them.
I hid my face with my robe so they could not recognize me.
Well, speak. I'm a busy man. Speak. Have you lost your tongues?
Sir, we are hungry.
We have journeyed from our land to Egypt because we need food.
We have brought money.
I see. How many of you made this journey?
10, sir.
Yes, we are all brothers.
10 brothers?
Well, 11 in all, sir. Our youngest brother, Benjamin, stays at home to look after our father.
Your father is still alive?
Yes, sir. He's quite old.
And he has 11 sons?
We were once 12 brothers.
What happened to the other brother?
Judah, I'm sure the governor doesn't want to hear the story of our family's woes.
Oh, but I do. Continue. What happened to the 12th brother?
He was called Joseph.
Was? How did he die? Was it a sickness?
Yes.
No,
Yes? No? Don't you know?
well, he was killed by a wild beast.
That's true, sir. We saw it. It was terrible. We don't like to remember it.
I see. Does your father still mourn this Joseph?
Truly, sir, he does. I don't think he believes yet that Joseph is dead.
Well, let your poor old father have his dream. And out of business. You have come for food, you say. But perhaps you are spies.
Everything we told you is true.
Everything? Good. I'll give you a chance to prove it. What is the name of your younger brother?
Benjamin.
Oh, yes, Benjamin. Bring this Benjamin to me. When I see him, I'll know you spoke the truth, and I will give you all the grain you can carry.
But, sir...
Go! You have wasted enough of my time.
Benjamin. I hadn't seen him in 20 years. I missed him so. And now, at long last, I was to see him again. When my brothers returned, they were shown outside the doors of the great banquet hall. And at my signal, the doors were swung open. Welcome! Welcome, Hebrews. Where is Benjamin?
I am Benjamin.
Benjamin. Little Benjamin. Excuse me.
Judah, look.
What, Reuben?
The wise man is crying.
Forgive me, I'm sorry. I'm all right now.
Tell me, all you brothers of Benjamin, what would you say if I made Benjamin my slave?
No, you can't do that.
I can do that. I am the governor of Egypt, and I can make him my slave if I wish. Do you think it is so bad for men to sell their brother into slavery in Egypt?
Reuben, it's almost as if he knew what we did to Joseph.
I know.
Well, answer me. Is it so bad to sell your brother into slavery?
It would be a terrible thing to do.
I can tell you that men who would do that would never forget it, and would never stop feeling sorry that they had done it.
Then you do feel sorry for what you did to me?
What? To you?
Yes. Why do you suppose I never showed my face to you? It was because I didn't want you to know who I am. Look.
Joseph.
Yes, Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into slavery.
Forgive us, Joseph. Forgive us.
Yes, forgive us. We've not had one night of happiness since we did that to you.
You are my brothers. I will forgive my brothers anything. Bless all of you. And now let us sit down and eat. And we sat down, Benjamin on my right hand and my brothers around the table. And soon we were all crying. Crying with love for one another. Crying because we were reunited. I was happy for the first time in all those years. There was only one thing that still troubled me, and I spoke of it. My brothers.
Yes, Joseph.
How is it with my father? Benjamin, you tell me.
He is an old man now, Joseph, and he grieves for you every day and all the nights.
He said to us that he would give up anything at all if he could only see you again, Joseph.
Will you ride and bring him to me?
Yes, yes, we will.
It took 2 days for them to return with my father. And finally, when they did return, I waited behind the curtains which separated my room from the rest of the palace. Can you imagine what it's like to see the curtains part and to look finally at your father, the man you have loved and thought about all these years?
Joseph.
Father.
Oh, my boy. My boy. I never thought I'd see you again.
Father, you're going to live with me here in Egypt. Here there is food and there will be something more. There will be my father by my side, and Benjamin and my other brothers. All of us living together in love and peace here in this palace. Welcome, welcome to your new home, my father.
For many years after that, Joseph and his father and all his brothers lived happily in Egypt, occupying a place of honor there. Although Joseph's brothers did an evil thing to him, Joseph returned good for evil. The story of Joseph is in the first part of the Bible, the book of Genesis. In the Bible, there are many wonderful stories. In the next story, we will continue with the Old Testament and tell you stories from the book of Exodus. Stories of storms, and stories of love and hate, stories of fights and sacrifices, stories of wars, and of heroes who do noble deeds, all in the Bible, all in the greatest book that was ever written.